and welcome back to the Noob POd. I have made a lot of progress this last 2 weeks with my exploring, and yes, I have actually been exploring and exploring properly. It hasn't always been good, but it has been profitable, at least for a little newbie like me. So far, I've pretty much adventured around the entire map, not like every obvious area, but just following wormholes takes you to the weirdest places, and that's kind of good that I don't have like a set home just yet, because I end up somewhere, collect some loot, go to whichever station's nearby, and then that's it. I'm not tied down, and that's kind of cool. I like that. I have died quite a few times exploring. I'm probably not as safe as I probably should be, or at least not as knowledgeable about how to be safe as I should be. I'm that like little newbie that just has to like poke the wasp nest to just see what happens, to see what's there. That's me. I've died. Let's see. One of my early ones was going through a wormhole. I start scanning, and then someone else comes through the same wormhole, blows me up, blows up my pod, and then fucks off. So, whoa, great, thanks for that. I was just starting to explore. That was my fault, totally. I forgot to actually cloak up. And I've learnt now, too, that it's good to actually have a location set away from the wormhole, like 200 kilometers. And I don't know, I just get it. There's a few ways to do that. One is, warping to the wormhole 100 kilometers away, saving that location, warping somewhere else, and then warping back to that same place you just made, but 100 kilometers away from that. So then you've got this little place that's 200 k's away, that's, I think, away from people that want to decloak you. But then you can also see the wormhole and see what's coming out and if it's safe or not. Or if there's, you're obviously not going to see cloak people, but it's a safety method. For me, I just go through, and if no one's there, I just start speeding away from the wormhole and leave it at that. In my cloak after about, say, 50 kilometers, and then you're still kind of traveling at a low speed, so I just leave that go while I'm, doing my stuff. Or I've actually changed my overview now so that I can see all the planets and suns and other little areas around them, like that little space. So when I do go through a wormhole, I pick like a random moon, jump off to it 100 k's out, sit there, and then cloak up. And I'm guessing that's a lot harder to find you that way. So that's a good method now, and I am doing that. And that has brought down my, total death number, probably. I have died quite a few times to AIs, just because I'm careless and reckless, and I don't know, it's probably wasted I think I've probably spent about 40 million refitting ships now, overall total. Not just from exploration, total. And this is probably about 20 million of that, but I can't help myself. I find just the weirdest things. I like seeing what happens when I do something. I need to experience something to learn from it, so one of them was I warped into a combat site 100 k's out. But there's all these dudes around me, and I'm like, why are they this far out from the hull? I've cloaked immediately. I got that, and I was safe, and then I didn't think they were going to get me. So I decloaked, clicked my warp to get out of there. But in the time of me clicking warp and decloak, they killed me. So that was kind of not exactly fun. And then there was a random data site that I was hacking a little node. And then all of a sudden, all these NPCs have just warped out of nowhere, right on top of me, and blown me up. And I didn't notice them until it was kind of too late. I don't think I would have got much of a chance anyway, but that was insane. I think my problem there was I went into a wormhole that said it was ultra uber dangerous wormhole. And I'm thinking that means there's more NPCs and it's more dangerous. So I'll stick to the newbie wormholes. Or, this might sound drastic, stay out of the wormholes altogether, because they seem to be bad for me. And they seem to be really dangerous too. They're fun to go through, but yeah. There has been a few close calls as well. I was in one site, and this guy's decided to drop right on me while I'm hacking. Luckily, I saw him, walked out to my little safe moon location, and I was good. And then there was another time, a gate camper that I warped 100k's out, saw him decloak, and then I've pissed off. And just watching local now, I'm watching local and getting better at like deciphering who and who is not like going to be bad. It's like a work in progress, but I'm getting there. It's all working because of experience now, so that's kind of cool. Overall, from my exploration-y kind of progress I've made, I think, well, in your hold you have that little, what's your ISK value, and I probably hauled about 60 million worth of stuff. Now that's not like a few weeks straight of playing, that's like maybe 3 or 4 big exploration missions of my own, so I think that's pretty reasonable for a newbie like me. It's definitely helped me refit and re-equip myself after I get blown up, and I am insuring all my ships now because I know they're going to blow up. And I know there's probably better ways to go about that to make money. Maybe not for a newbie. I think 60 mil in a few days' efforts is not too bad. I don't know really. But it's okay, I like it. It's a gameplay I really enjoy for some reason. Just like exploring random stuff and seeing what's around me, finding new things, going for that shiny chest of loot that's out in the middle of nowhere, and just seeing the sights. Like, I think one of the things that is really, really starting to draw me into EVE is just the environment, like floating out there in space and seeing all those beautiful backdrops and interesting space stations and data and relic sites and the ships flying past and all that kind of stuff. It's really quite a beautiful game in its own way. Probably one of the most beautiful out there for MMOs right now. It's just, you get wrapped up in that whole spacefaring vibe when you just float off into a random area and see these beautiful suns beaming down on you, nebulas floating around. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of geeky and cool at the same time. The biggest thing I've learned from it definitely is wormholes aren't very safe. I don't know, like, most of the sites seem to be completely guarded, so you're only maybe getting one good place to actually get loot from in a wormhole. The rest are, those gas sites and ore sites and protected areas that you can't really get close to. And there's no chance of killing those enemies at all for me. Absolutely none. Buckley's the fuck all. And I know, it just doesn't feel like it's worth my time actually scanning down an entire wormhole, which is like, sometimes 10 sites or more. That's going to take you like half an hour to an hour sometimes, for me. And only to get one site out of it that's worthwhile, probably not the best use of my time, I don't think. So I might just stick to, say, low-sec sites. Even if they are guarded, I can probably use my drones and my probe to, take them out easily enough, I think. And then, of course, nullsec, which is brave and exciting and scary. And I did make it to nullsec once. I'm having trouble, like, every time I go into wormholes and scan new wormhole sites and, travel down those areas, and I always seem to, end up in just low-sec areas and high-sec areas. Like, never null. I've never seen a null one. Just that once. So I traveled through, and a couple of people passing through, and I found a few good sites, and took the loot out of them, and that's where that other guy showed up and tried to kill me. And I got the fuck out of there pretty quickly, because I had a shitload of loot in my little trunk. But I don't know, nullsec's pretty cool, it looks pretty deserted, but the one thing about nullsec I've noticed is I get noticed way too easily in there. I don't know why. They see, my probe ship. I don't know how they can know I'm a probe, from not even close to me, but they do. And then automatically they know, newbie? What the fuck are you doing here? You're going to be an easy kills kind of thing. So they try and find me. And they try and talk to me in chat. And I've learned probably not to talk back in chat now. Because if you talk back, they know you're an actual player with probable loot. Other than just maybe one of those floating spies in the neighborhood to see who's going through local. So don't talk back to strangers. Beware of strangers. Yeah, that's it. Don't take candy from strangers either. But it's kind of funny, the one thing I've really noticed is even the people that are out to gank you are actually quite reasonable and nice people at times. More so than any other MMO. Like any other MMO, they'll kill you, jump on the corpse and say, learn to play noob, like that kind of shit. Here, it's like, this guy that just tried to kill me has got, oh, you probably should try for maybe this and this ship. Here's the fit I use when I'm exploring, all that kind of stuff. Like, gave me the actual, like, full fit list that I saved for later. I can't use it yet. It's beyond my skill ability, but that's kind of cool. Like, what kind of ganker gives you help after trying to kill you? That is bizarre MMO logic. That's just melting my brain right now. So thanks all the good gankers out there, and I'm definitely going to choose a guild next time. So a corp, yeah, that's it. So I'll probably talk a little bit about them, which ones I'm thinking about, looking at anyway. All right, thanks everybody, and I'll see you out there. Hopefully not later. Adios.